Fantasy and reality. Fantasy and reality. We are living in a world that is full of fantasy. So many things all around the world. Things that men are looking at around the world today. Even in your environment, many of all these things are just fantasy. There are so many things, so many systems, so many organizations, so many things in the world that is not even reality. The Bible said there is a way that seems right to man, but the end thereof is destruction. Fantasy and reality. There is difference between fantasy and reality. The fantasy is just like a light shadow that is not real, portraying images to the people to make them think it is real. So many things in this world are not real. The reality is hidden, especially at this end of time. Fantasy and reality. There are so many areas that Satan have been conditioning the heart of men through social media, through news, through people with various influences. See, so many things. Even the motion pictures, the movie industry have done so much havoc in the area of producing fantasy, and reflecting it to the people in the world. When you watch movie today, what are you watching in the movie? Fantasy, things that are not real. The production of movies, if you look at the production where they are producing movie, before the movie is being, cooked out, when they are producing it, you will understand what I mean by fantasy and reality. They will portray things to you in a form that you will think they are real. Some will portray things that will look as if a giant snake is running after or is pursuing some group of people. They will make a motion picture of accident that will seem so real to you. They will make, so many things. But what are they trying to do? Satan, conditioning the heart of men gradually for many years. And now at the end, we are at the peak of fantasy. No wonder God told Daniel, he said, "Go thy way, Daniel." He said, "For the world has sealed up until the end of the age," the end of the world. He said, "Knowledge shall be increased." He said, only the wise will understand. He said, so many people in the time of knowledge, they will be running up and down, to and fro. We can see all these things happening. Fantasy has created so many imbalances in the world. There are wars, there are chaos, there are so many things, disagreement among nations, breakages of homes, fantasy in the way people live, creation of lust and idolatry in various ways. Satan has introduced fantasy into the world. Fantasy has made a lot of people to forget God. It has made a lot of people to turn to idol. Fantasy of even the technology of this end time has created a great loopholes. People have neglected God. A lot of people have gone after material things. They have gone after things that they are seeing. So many things that are not real. Fantasy or reality. Which one do you have? You have to know and understand what I mean by this. It is not to castigate anybody, but all to search our heart and understand. Satan doesn't like all these things. He doesn't like being exposed. Satan like to create fantasy to cage people and put them in bondage. So many fantasy that has made people to become idolaters. People are falling into idolatry. The men are now worshiping men. Men are now worshiping movie stars. Men are now worshiping idols of technology. Fantasy of robots, fantasy of this and fantasies of that. So many things. What are we saying and where are we in time? It is real time that people need to turn to God. This is the real time that people need to turn to the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. And there is no way you can get the light, or see if you are not in the light. You have to be in the light. Jesus Christ is the light. And he is the light of the world. If you want to escape the evil of this end time, you want to escape the fantasy that Satan have created, a great snare have ensnared so many people upon the earth. Hardly will you go from one place to another that you will not see people with their attention on their mobile phones, with their attention on social media, with their attention on the internet. People move from one place to another with all this idolatry. It has caused a lot of changes all over the world. Global changes caused by internet. You know, so many people have become a fraudster, even in the case of this internet browsing, internet work. It has created a lot of havoc. You know, men they are now living a life of I don't care, fantasy. This is what Satan have created. If you watch, like I said, concerning the movie, concerning the motion pictures, concerning the movie industry, it has made a lot of people, you know, to want to live according to what they are watching on video. There was a time a small child, pick up gun and went and ran into a secondary school and shot all the fellow students that are in the school, that are his classmates. He picked his father's gun. And when we find out what happened concerning the news as we heard it, it was said he watched a video, and in that video he wanted to act out what he saw in the video. What did he see? He saw people killing themselves, and he took his father's gun and ran to the school. You know, he put it in his bag. When he got to school, he triggered, and then he killed many of his mates. What are we saying? Fantasy or reality? God sent messengers to this our time, in this end time. You know, they came in the 60s, and then they prophesied concerning the fantasy that is going to end the world. And we now find out that this fantasy is already moving everywhere. Fantasy is already ending the world. You know, people don't care whether things go wrong or not. Fantasy has caused a lot of divorce in every homes, in so many homes. A lot of people even are seeking for more pleasures, you know, having more than one wives, having plenty wives, sleeping with this, sleeping with that. Fantasy. These things has caused a lot of problem. Now, the most terrible one is what is happening all over the world now. Now, a lot of countries are now looking into it. They are now signing out and putting their head into homosexualism, into lesbianism, into all things that causes evil, you know, making people to misbehave, you know, and causing the hand of God to come down in judgment. In some countries where some people deny or they say they don't want anything that has to do with lesbianism, homosexualism, or whatever, they said they will never agree. And this thing has caused a lot of problem in so many countries. In so many countries, you know, where they have signed into law, the LGBT law, so many people there that doesn't agree with it, they are in serious trouble now. Their law, anybody that violate the law, they say they violate human rights. Is it happening in your own country? What can you say about this? Fantasy or reality? Which one are you in? Or do you have anything to say? Do you think it is good, you know, to follow the gay right or whatever right they say they want, they are signing into law? Is it good that the countries go into all this? You know, there we have transgender, we have people that have, you know, changed their hormones from male to female and all those things. They say it is right. Please drop your comment below this video. What can you say about the fantasy of this end time? What is your own portion of comment that you can comment about this? And once again, as you are watching this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so. And don't forget to like this video and share it. God bless you. We are in the age of fantasy. Please be very careful. The only thing you need is Jesus Christ. May the Lord deliver all those people that are already being ensnared by fantasy in Jesus' name. See you on my next video. Thank you.